Navigating the U.S. immigration system can feel overwhelming, especially if it's your first time dealing with the process. There are so many forms, requirements, and steps to keep track of, and it's easy to feel lost or anxious about what comes next. For many families, the wait to be reunited can feel endless, with months or even years passing by before you can finally see your loved ones again. The process often seems long and complicated, filled with uncertainty and hope. Two key agencies you'll encounter are USCIS, which reviews your family petition and determines if you meet the eligibility requirements, and the NVC, or National Visa Center, which takes over after USCIS approval to prepare your case for the final visa interview at a U.S. embassy or consulate in your home country. Understanding what each agency does is the first step in this journey. Knowing who to contact and when can save you time and reduce stress. For many, these processing times mean months or years apart from loved ones, missing important life events like birthdays, graduations, or even weddings. The distance can be especially hard during holidays or family emergencies. This separation often leads to emotional and financial stress, as families juggle bills, legal fees, and the uncertainty of not knowing when they'll be together again. Knowing what to expect helps you plan ahead and gives you some control in a process that often feels out of your hands. You can prepare documents, gather evidence, and make arrangements for when the time finally comes. This guide is here to give you clear, up-to-date information as of September 18, 2025, so you can make informed decisions and avoid common mistakes. Our goal is to break down the process into simple, easy-to-follow steps, so you always know what's next and what's expected of you. We'll also explain what's happening behind the scenes, how your application moves through the system, and why certain steps take longer than others. By understanding delays and knowing where to find reliable information, you can be better prepared to respond to requests and avoid unnecessary setbacks. Remember, you're not alone. Millions of people are on this journey with you. Having the right knowledge is a powerful tool that can make a real difference. This information empowers you to ask the right questions at the right time, whether you're speaking to an official, an advisor, or a community support group. It also helps you take the right steps, from filling out forms correctly to submitting documents on time and following up when needed. While waiting is hard, every step you complete brings you closer to your goal. Celebrate small milestones along the way, they matter. We'll walk you through checking on delays, filing forms, and understanding the status of your application at every stage. If you run into problems, we'll show you what to do, whether it's making a phone call, seeking legal help, or finding community resources. Let's start by looking at why there are delays in the process, what causes them, and what that means for your application, your timeline, and your family's future. Your journey is important, and we're here to help you understand it every step of the way. Let's get started. One of the biggest challenges faced by people hoping to immigrate to the United States today is the long and often unpredictable wait for visa interviews. For many, this waiting period can be incredibly stressful, filled with uncertainty and anxiety about the future. The wait for an immigrant visa interview can stretch on for months or even years depending on where you apply and the current workload at your local embassy or consulate. Even after your case is approved by USCIS and processed by the National Visa Center, many U.S. embassies and consulates are still facing significant backlogs. These backlogs can leave applicants in limbo, unsure of when they'll finally get their chance to move forward. Wait times can vary dramatically. Some offices are able to schedule interviews quickly, while others are so overwhelmed that delays can last for months or even years. The location of your embassy and the volume of applications they receive play a huge role in how long you'll wait. So what's causing these frustrating delays? The COVID-19 pandemic created massive disruptions worldwide, forcing many embassies and consulates to close temporarily or operate with reduced staffing for extended periods. As a result, offices are still working through a huge backlog of cases that piled up during those closures. The process of catching up is slow and complicated, with thousands of applications still waiting to be reviewed. On top of that, changes in U.S. immigration policies and shifting government priorities can also affect how quickly cases are processed. Sometimes new rules or executive orders mean that embassies have to focus on certain types of visas, which can slow down progress for everyone else. For example, some embassies are directed to prioritize specific visa categories like student or emergency visas, which means other applicants may have to wait even longer for their interviews. Larger embassies with more staff can handle a higher volume of interviews, but smaller or high-demand posts often struggle to keep up, especially when resources are stretched thin. Local conditions such as political instability, security concerns, or ongoing health issues can also limit embassy operations and add to the growing backlog of cases. All these factors combine to create a complex and ever-changing situation, where wait times can fluctuate dramatically from one location to another and from month to month. It's important to remember that the backlog isn't a reflection of your individual case or its merits. It's a systemic issue that's affecting thousands of people around the world, all hoping for the same opportunity. Understanding the reasons behind these delays can help you manage your expectations and remind you that you're not alone. This is a global challenge, and many families are facing the same long wait together. How can you find out the wait time at your embassy? The U.S. Department of State doesn't publish a public list of interview wait times for each consulate, making planning difficult. Advocacy groups like IRAP have obtained internal government reports showing backlogs at consular offices. These reports list how many applicants are documentarily complete and waiting for interviews at each location. IRAP makes these reports public, offering a rare glimpse into the system. Some embassies have much longer backlogs than others due to staffing, demand, and policy priorities. The data helps you set realistic expectations about your wait. Remember, these reports are snapshots in time and numbers change. They're not a substitute for legal advice. Consult an immigration lawyer for your specific case. Using backlog reports is a good way to stay informed, but it's just one piece of your immigration journey. The family immigration process in the United States begins with Form 1-130, officially known as the Petition for Alien Relative. This form is the crucial first step for U.S. citizens and green card holders who want to help certain family members immigrate to the U.S. and eventually become lawful, permanent residents. By filing Form 1-130, you are establishing and proving a qualifying family relationship with your relative. This is necessary to show the U.S. government that your relationship is genuine and meets the requirements for family-based immigration. For example, if you want to bring your spouse, child, or parent to live with you in the United States, you must start by submitting Form 1-130. This form is also used for other eligible family members, such as siblings, if you are a U.S. citizen. It's important to remember that filing Form 1-130 is just the beginning of the process. Approval of this petition does not grant your relative immediate entry to the U.S. or any immigration status. Instead, it simply confirms that your family relationship qualifies under U.S. immigration law. Once your I-130 is approved, your relative must wait for a visa to become available, unless they are an immediate relative of a U.S. citizen, in which case the process can move more quickly. For others, there may be a waiting period based on visa category and country of origin. Think of Form 1-130 as the key that unlocks the door to the rest of the immigration process. Without it, your family member cannot move forward with their application. After approval, you must decide whether your relative will apply for their visa through consular processing, which takes place outside the U.S., or through adjustment of status if they are already in the country. Choosing the correct process is essential to avoid unnecessary delays, complications, or even denials. Each path has its own requirements, timelines, and steps. The path you select after I-130 approval determines what happens next, including which forms to file, where to attend interviews, and how long the process might take. This decision sets the stage for the rest of your immigration case. It's important to understand the differences between consular processing and adjustment of status, and to choose the option that best fits your family's situation. Consider seeking professional advice if you're unsure, as making the right choice can save time and stress down the road. You can file Form 1-130 online or by mail. The online option is often faster, but check eligibility on the USCIS website. If filing by mail, download, print, and send the form to the correct USCIS address. Pay the required non-refundable filing fee. Always check the current amount. Include all required supporting documents to prove your family relationship. If documents aren't in English, provide certified translations. Answer every question completely and accurately. Missing info can mean rejection. Double-check everything before submitting and keep copies for your records. Filing a complete, accurate petition from the start avoids unnecessary delays. A well-prepared application helps your case move as smoothly as possible. Life changes. Keep USCIS and the NVC informed. If you become a U.S. citizen after filing, notify USCIS immediately. This can speed up your case. If your relative's immigration path changes from consular processing to adjustment of status, inform USCIS. Failing to report changes can cause major delays. File a separate I-130 for each relative you want to sponsor, one form per person. Understanding this rule saves you from incomplete applications. The only exception is for derivative beneficiaries, like a spouse or children who may be included in some cases. Rules for derivatives are complex. Review instructions or consult an attorney. Always check the latest requirements for your situation. The immigration system has special provisions for certain groups. For Afghan nationals, there are specific pathways and sometimes expedited processing. Check USCIS for details. There are also protections for victims of abuse, like self-petitioning under the Violence Against Women Act, VAWA. These cases are confidential and provide a lifeline for those in danger. Immigration laws and policies change. Always check the USCIS website for the latest forms, fees, and instructions. Outdated instructions are a common reason for delays. If your situation is complex, seek help from nonprofits or qualified attorneys. You don't have to figure it out alone. Professional guidance can be the key to a successful outcome. Sometimes you might be blocked from a website while searching for immigration info. Many sites use security services like Cloudflare to protect against online attacks. You might get blocked for typing something the system flags or clicking too quickly. The block page usually shows your IP address and a Cloudflare Ray ID. If blocked, contact the website owner. Look for a contact email and include the Ray ID in your message. The administrator can investigate and unblock you if it was a mistake. These security measures protect the site, not keep you from information. By reaching out politely and providing details, you can usually resolve the issue quickly. Don't let a technical hiccup stop you from getting the answers you need. The U.S. immigration journey is a marathon, not a sprint. Every form you file is a step forward. Stay organized and keep copies of everything. Rely on official sources like USCIS and the Department of State for accurate info. Forums can offer support, but may contain outdated or incorrect advice. If you feel lost or your case is complex, consult a qualified immigration lawyer or nonprofit representative. Take care of yourself and your family during the wait. Stay connected and celebrate small victories. Find a support system of friends or community members who understand your journey. Hold on to hope. Thousands of families are reunited every year. By following the rules and seeking help when needed, you're doing everything possible to bring your family together. Keep moving forward, one step at a time.